This is DearMamaSal, and it is Monday morning, 14 degrees here in southern British Columbia, and that would make it 57 in northern Washington State. A difficult morning for me. As many of you know, I had to put my beloved dog down yesterday, and that was agony, no doubt about it. The agony was for me, and hopefully he is now happily playing in heaven. You know, life has a funny way of bringing you the yin and the yang of everything, and it's been really a process. A lot of people really stunned me yesterday by coming to commiserate at yesterday's broadcast, and I really am so incredibly thankful. And particularly was stunned to see the Denmarkians there, for those who had heard about them and never met them. Jesper and Anna Mette came in to give me a hug, and that was wonderful. Now, I'm not going to talk too much more about Bean because I don't want to drive and cry. So I am going to get a grip, as they say, and talk about something miraculous. And that would be the courage that Paul showed yesterday. Paul, for those of you who don't know, is one of our viewers who has an unbelievable fear of being driven. And that stems from a major accident that he was in at one time of his life, where he was hit by multiple cars and ended up going through a windshield, and probably going through the windshield, my sense is probably saved his life in some ways. But anyway, we don't know that, so. But it left him with obviously some severe trauma and post-traumatic stress whenever he gets into a car. Now, if ever you want to talk about something impinging on your freedom, I guess that for a lot of us it would be not being able to get in our car and go where we want to go. But Paul has learned to change his lifestyle and to be happy with the things close to him, which in itself is a very good lesson for us all to learn. He's learnt the incredible friendship that can be found within walking distance, and the incredible love that can be found from his churchgoers and everybody else around him. And so it was quite something when he came online last week and told us about the fact that he wanted to go to his niece's graduation. The only problem was it was 20 minutes away by car. And what I'm going to describe to you is what we talked to Paul about, because I believe that in it a lot of you will learn something. You see, when Paul thought about the fact that his only choice was to go or not go, then the fear of being in a car was greater than his need to go in some ways, although he really wanted to go. But it was really touch and go as to which one won out. So what we did is we reminded him that he has choices. And his choices were not go or not go. They were, how would you like to go? Would you like to be driven by car and it only take 20 minutes? Or would you like to borrow a bicycle? Or would you like to walk? Because they were all doable. So what we did is we broadened his mind to other options. It wasn't just in the car, be terrified or not. And then, not only that, we offered him even more options, which were, if you're in the car, can we help you? Can we, your support team, help you? In other words, can you text with people? Can you be distracted? Can you not concentrate on the fear, but concentrate on other things? And because he had these options, Paul did a most incredible thing. You know, I had quoted to him from Susan Jeffers' book, you know, feel the fear and do it anyway. So it's okay to be fearful. Being fearful should not stop you. Being fearful means be cautious. And so we gave him so many options. What if he only drove a couple of blocks, you know, in the car? And if he felt overwhelmed, he could get out and walk the rest of the way. You know, so lots and lots of options for him. And he ended up going by car all the way there and all the way back. And he had such a good time. And he met all sorts of people that he hadn't seen for 15 years. But he was terrified going there and coming back, but he did it. He didn't get out and walk, he stayed in the car. Now, I want to tell you something, that is so huge that he overcame his fear enough not to bail out of the car. So, the lesson here is we all have things that terrify us. Quite honestly, as you can probably imagine, there's part of me that's terrified to go to work today. I thought about maybe I should take a mental health day. I don't particularly want to go to work and be crying. And then I thought, you know, that is a matter of ego. And I just need to overcome my ego and go to work. And yes, my heart is broken and I am very, very sad, but I am still capable of going to work. And maybe not being quite as productive as I would like, but I am still capable of doing my job. And I am particularly concerned because I'm going to be away all next week with my brother here. So I want to make sure that I put in my fair share this week. So we look at this and we go, oh, now I wanted to talk about the third thing. The third thing was that I got back from the vet probably an hour before the broadcast, an hour and a half maybe, and sat and talked good memories for a little while and cried, but then said I need to go and do the broadcast. And of course Yvonne and Wade, who were with me, said, are you sure you want to do that? And I said, no, not 100%, but I need to do the broadcast. And it was interesting because when I went to go and do the broadcast, obviously I would have liked to have been able to hide my pain. And I was incapable of it. And that made me angry to some degree, but it was what it was, and so forth. And here I was, without makeup, with puffy eyes, with my hair not done, basically raw, I think would be the word. Raw. Raw with pain and agony and raw. And the incredible thing was that all the people who knew me saw right past that, saw past the fact I wasn't wearing makeup and all the rest of it, and just felt such great love for Bean and compassion for my pain. And that was incredible. And some said, you know, you don't have to be on the broadcast, Sal, you can go and grieve. And I'm going, no, I need to be here. You see, it is part of my commitment now. It is part of my weekend. And I'm also aware that there are a lot of my viewers out there on the broadcast side who actually genuinely look forward to those broadcasts. Oops. And I knew that they wouldn't mind if I came on in pain, and that they just look forward to the broadcasts, because they know that sometimes they are painful and sometimes they are very funny. And hopefully sometimes we do a bit of both. And so it was really important for me to actually do a broadcast. Not only that, I knew I would get the most incredible support from the peeps, and I did. And they stuck by me long enough for me to talk my way through the pain and move on to normality to some degree. And I really thank you all for that. You know, the fact that you hung in there and didn't get frightened away by my pain was incredibly important for me. And I really, really thank you from a very selfish place. And it's something that perhaps some people may need to visit, which is, you know, when you've got somebody grieving, they don't need you to fix anything. I didn't need anybody to take away my pain. I needed the space to be able to do that for myself. And did I feel less of a person because I was broadcasting live and crying. Well, part of my ego did, actually. And I was a bit concerned whether I was ever going to get a grip. And I did. I trusted myself enough and did. But what was fascinating was the reaction of these incredible DearMamaSal peeps. When the trolls came in, and one of them, for example, said, "My God, you're old." Now, normally, everybody would have just laughed it off, because they know it's true, you know, not in a nasty way, but it's true. And they know that I'm the first one to say that. And it's okay. I don't mind being an old fart. But because everybody was feeling my pain, wow, did the protective genes of the DearMamaSal peeps come out like a bulldog. And people were getting booted out of the room and banned and goodness knows what else for so much as breathing against me in any way. Never mind saying anything against me. And you know, I just sat there and for my first reaction to it was, oh, bless their hearts. How loving is that? I mean, really. And then I must admit, I've started to feel a bit sorry for the trolls. And because really, in a normal day, we would never have booted them for the comment. So then I had to sort of bring everybody back to reality and go, you know, I love the fact that you're protecting me, but let's just look at what we're doing here. And so I'm hoping that other people did actually get a smile when they thought about it. And so yesterday was a day of agony and ecstasy in as much as it was agony for having to let go of Bean, but there was ecstasy in not only the accomplishment that Paul had made, but also in the incredible love that was shared and sent my way. And you probably already know, because you know me pretty well, that I don't receive well. I talk about other people should do it better, but I don't actually do it very well. And then, of course, after it was all over, I felt so badly because Yvonne had been right by my side the whole way through this. And, you know, it was just like, I know I thanked her many, many times, but it was like, did I give her enough space to be with Bean? You know, you go through all those things. And I remember, because Bean used to manipulate Wade a lot to go take him for a little walk during the day. That one of the things I did before I took him to the vet was to ask Wade if he wanted to take him for one more walk. However few steps that was. And of course that I didn't think that he had to, or that Bean needed it. It was just that I wanted to honor that relationship that they had and that connection. So you look at life and you go, it's tough, isn't it, at times? And the fact that it's tough doesn't make it wrong. I just don't think that we teach people enough, that we teach them so much about how to be happy, perhaps, but we don't spend enough time teaching them that, you know, it's okay to cry. It'll probably stop you having a heart attack. It's okay to grieve. You know, it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to sit there like a blithering idiot with the tears running down your face, looking like the wreck of the Hesperus. It's okay. Because people who genuinely love you will not be affected by that. And there is what I think we are missing so often, is to understand that people that genuinely love us may be saddened to see us upset, but it's a good sad. It's a sad that comes from caring enough to not want to see you hurt. It's not that they're wusses or stupid or that they can't control their emotions. It's because in that moment they are feeling a part of your pain. And they realize they are helpless to do anything about it. Because one thing we know about pain, of grieving, is it is a cycle. And it's the denial, and it's the anger, and it's the sadness, and it is the acceptance. And I am very, very fortunate that I have been through enough grieving. I have lost enough things and people in my life. I have lost enough friendships, loves, you name it. I've lost enough of them to know the cycle quite well. And the bottom line is, I have to cope. No amount of feeling sorry for myself is going to make this any different. I just have to cope. And it's okay to cry. Preferably not while you're driving. It's okay to not be perfect. I'm going to be a bit numb today, so what? It's okay to be human. And it's okay to wonder what wonder what the heck this driver is doing in front of me. And what's he doing? He's texting while he's driving. It's okay for me to think what I think about them right now. Thank you all for your great love yesterday. Paul, well done. You know, you took a major step forward in your life, one that you will not forget. And you were part of the absolute delight of yesterday. And I thank you for that. This is Dear Mama Sal saying goodbye for now.